About 4 years ago, I made a 4-episode series for you on building this furniture. Drawers were added for the in-feed table, out-feed table, cabinets, and a Bosch GCM 12 GDL miter saw placed between the tables. If you haven't watched this video series, the playlist link is in the description. Especially check out the last episode where I covered the pros and cons of the Bosch GCM 12 GDL. A major flaw of this machine is its dust collection is terrible. Even with the best vacuum, dust still gets everywhere. For outdoor jobs, I use a Festool Kapex, but I always plan to swap them. Put the Kapex here and use the Bosch outdoors. The Bosch is much heavier than the Festool Kapex. Also, its dust collection is poor, spreading dust everywhere. So I end up spending time cleaning my clients' places due to the mess it creates. Honestly, it's pointless. Cutting outside just spreads dust everywhere, so you have to clean patios, gravel, and use a blower. As I said, this machine is a disaster, which is a shame since it's actually great. The articulated arm is powerful with over 2000 watts and a 305 blade diameter for great cutting, but the dust collection is terrible. So I sold the Bosch, and I'm replacing it with a second Festool Kapex 120, which is right here. I rebuilt the cabinet, so I improved it. I have an in-feed table, an out-feed table made of plywood, the stops, the rail, a stop here, and a stop on the other side. You'll see everything in this video, how I align it with my tables. Anyway, you'll see it all, and soon the cabinet that's here, which I changed and improved with the Festool. Kapex will be sent to my workshop in Blois, as I'm receiving more requests there. We'll also build another similar one here. I'll add drawers, cabinets, and racks for tools. Also, I'm getting a third Festool Kapex since I only use this Festool saw now. They're known for sturdiness, reliability, and effective dust extraction to prevent dust from spreading. I get tired of cleaning cabinets and drawers every time, so I keep the Festool Kapex. It's great. Now we're making new furniture. Because I always need my drawers, my tools, the in-feed table, the out-feed table, and my miter saw. Because upstairs I'm doing renovations, and soon I'm going to break down the wall between the house and what was originally the garage, which became a workshop and will soon be a living space. The next one I make will go outside, since I'm also building a workshop on my property. So I'll have a workshop here at my place and one in Blois with 2 similar pieces of furniture and 2 Festool Kapex. So I'll let you check all that out, and then we'll meet again at the end of the video. The shelf is done, it's installed, it's cut. For now, I've just placed the machine on it like this. I'll need to center it and move it back a bit. The machine weighs about 20 kilos. That's why I put steel angles underneath, but I could also have cut strips of plywood about 5 cm wide and made some reinforcements. It would have worked, but since I had the old shelf's angles, I used them. One angle at the back, another at the front sides so you can stand on it without it collapsing. The flush trim elbow works well for plywood with exposed edges to prevent cuts, so I'll use one here too. Then there it comes flush, it's perfectly aligned, and on this side it's the same. There it's flush. So the shelf, of course, you need to set it at the right height. That way your in-feed and out-feed tables will be at the same height as the machine. The in-feed or out-feed table depends on your cutting direction, right or left, it doesn't matter. I'm screwing them in from underneath since I have drawer access. I could go from the top, but with drawers removed underneath works. It will always look better than visible screws, but here I'll definitely see them. Since the goal is to cut a 6 cm strip and 2 3 cm strips from the plywood, why am I doing this? The new machine is deeper than the old one, so I need to use plywood to compensate. Normally, 2 layers are enough, but ideally I'll use 3 to have some space behind the handle, so 3 layers of plywood. Anyway, the shelf is deeper than the previous one, so that makes up for the loss with the plywood. The Kreg system, so the top track rail, the swing stop system, and then the measuring tape, so it's an adhesive tape that's graduated. We're going to stick it on the rail, the swing stop system, we're going to assemble it together. You'll see it's super simple and very precise. Since back then I made this rail, I move it aside. I had made myself a stop with a child's bicycle wheel. There was a nut in the rail, it slid, we locked it, and that made my stop for my repetitive cuts. But, well, now we say goodbye to it, we put on the Kreg system and it will work just fine. Okay, so we tackle that and then we cut the plywood, make some stops, the rail and the Kreg system. You'll see that it will come together on its own. It's super easy to do, and above all, it's very precise, as you'll see in a moment. You have the little visual, but we really have a scale that's ultra precise. Okay, so let's get to it. So for the plywood, that's done. Everything is fixed. We can move on to installing the rail. Kreg, which looks like this, you can see it has a particular shape, and it's going to be attached behind the thickness of the plywood, which is about 5.7 centimeters. That's what the Kreg manual for the rail recommends. You also have a bag of screws, but there are too many. I'm only using 3 or 4 screws for a 1.20 meter rail, which is enough, so I'll take this plywood section apart again. I'm leaving the 2 in the back alone and will sand off my pencil marks. I'll do the same for the other one. And we're going to attach the Kreg rail, so we'll pre-drill here, and basically it's going to go like this. It looks like this, and we'll place the system I showed you earlier in the slot. Swing stop, let's assemble it together. It's simple. We attach this, then the other, and we're basically done. Here, I have 1.20 meters of rail. I'll be missing about 80 centimeters on each side, so I'll take 2 more rails, cut them, and that'll work just fine. Everything is connected. The miter saw is linked to the vacuum, which starts automatically when I use the saw and has an automatic filter cleaning system. Of course, I put the hose in place. It goes underneath. It's pretty discreet. I can pull the saw. You see the hose doesn't get in the way. So the scale, I stuck it on this side because I'm used to working from left to right, but you can also work just fine from right to left. And I'll explain, I made a little mistake. So the graduated tape goes up to 2 meters 10 and it's the same on the other side. It's here, so I could very well stick the drop here, but there's no point. If I need 10 cm offcuts, I cut a 20 cm piece, set it to 30 and then cut 10 cm offcuts. Do you get the idea? And this one, hop, a magnet, you see it holds by itself, so it's metal, the glue is super strong. Once you've glued it, if you pull it off, you'll deform it. It's done, you can't fix it. So as I said, I made a mistake. Here, we're going from right to left, but here, I needed a scale that goes from left to right. And when I placed the order, I made a mistake. I ordered the same one twice and I had another one. And I think that on the old piece of furniture, I made the same mistake because I have the same one twice. I'll order another one, it's no big deal. I'll stick it here reading left to right. I rarely use it that way, but it can be useful. I could put this on the other side, add 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 stops. And what if you have repeated cuts, like one for example? Here I am at 33, not sure what you set, 33, maybe 70, 80, 85, 84.2. And you don't need to move the stop every time, you just lift it, leave it like that and move your piece of wood. Or it can also go underneath and you line up against the stop, it's perfect. So now to adjust the stop, I'll explain how I do it. It's very simple, you just pick a random spot, press it against, cut, measure the piece and mark it. Simply by unscrewing this little screw and aligning the cursor that's right there. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll have an ultra precise measurement. I had a 2 mm gap, so I used a scrap of plywood and aligned the cursor. We're good, we're gonna move it. Let's say we're gonna set it to 32. So now I want 32. We check and we have our 32, it's perfect. So it's super easy to adjust. The little cursor, you move it to the right, you move it to the left. Everything is done, it's installed, it's working, it suits me. The machine will have tables or the tables will have the machine. It's perfect. I can cut my wood It has 1,600 watts and a 260 blade with impressive cutting capacity, matching the one I previously had with a 305 blade. It's really made for left-handed and right-handed people. I turn like this. Do you see the handle, how it's made? Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you can use it. The handle was on the right, unlike the Bosch, so left-handed users had to cross their arms to hold the wood, which isn't ideal. There's one thing I haven't removed from the machine. It's the stops that are right here to tilt the machine. I never used this function either on this one, the Bosch, or my previous Makita LS 1018L for cutting cornices or moldings. Since I have a Festool Sim 70 next to it, it's symmetrical. Just one adjustment to set the stops and you get a perfect angle for things like cornices or moldings. I use the Sim 70 for that too. You'll find a link in the description. Because it's an amazing machine, it's super light, it's small, honestly it's great so I don't tilt the machine. However, of course, when it comes to angles, I turn it in every direction, no problem with that. So the Festool basically is a machine that's reliable, that's sturdy, and when it comes to suction, it's not necessarily there. I'm satisfied since I won't waste time cleaning cabinets and drawers anymore. I told you, we'll soon take this furniture apart with the Festool Kapex and build a new one here. I'll keep it for 3 to 4 months, then move it to the workshop while I work there. On site, we'll build similar furniture with drawers and cabinets. I'm going to put up racks for the tools. I have one here. They're perforated racks with hooks to hang tools. It works perfectly for me. So we've covered everything about this piece of furniture. If you have suggestions, improvements, or would have done things differently, let me know. I'm making another piece of furniture, so all ideas are welcome. Also, let me know what machines you use since you always know my equipment. But on my side, I don't know what brands or machines you use, so don't hesitate to tell me or even make some machine recommendations, why not? Thanks for watching. We'll meet again soon with another topic. Have fun tinkering, take care, and see you soon. Subtitling 501.